Let's take a look at the Start menu in Windows 10. To do that, we just click on the Start button here that has the Windows symbol. It's been that way ever since Windows 95. Back with Windows 95, it actually said Start. So it's still called the same thing, just different symbols. And we can see here we've kind of got a menu list in somewhat alphabetical order of all the apps on our system. We also have a couple of sections here, recently added apps, so you can see recently Firefox was installed, and you see the list of most used apps, so you can see what this particular user's been using mostly on their system. And then to the right here we have these different groups of tiles, and the tiles can also run a program. So if we click on one of these, it will run the corresponding program in either of these places, so we have choices. Down the left hand side we have a few things. Well, we've got this hamburger up at the top. We can expand that menu so we can see the names for these items here. So we have the user. If we click on that, we can lock the user account, sign out, or we can switch to a different user. We've got the documents folder here, pictures, settings, and power to shut down. What I want to look at is to customize the Start menu, so I'm going to click on Settings, and then we'll go down to Personalization, and then we'll click on Start to customize the Start menu. So as we look here, we've got a few choices, and I am going to change a few things here. So we want to show recently added apps. I don't really want that taking up space on the top of the Start menu, so I'm going to turn that off. And also we have this shows most used apps, which could be convenient, so you may want to leave that on your personal system, but just for the purpose of customization I'm going to turn that off. And then we'll scroll down a little bit. There's a couple of other things. If you're on a tablet, you can have it start full screen. I think I'll pass on that one right now. And then we're going to click here and say choose which folders appear on the Start menu. And I want to scroll down and find the personal folder. So there's a lot of choices here. Notice File Explorer is not on there. Settings, Documents, Downloads. I think I'll go ahead and turn File Explorer on, and I'll go down and turn Personal Folder on. Okay, so that'll change that, and I can either close this. I'll go ahead and close this out, and then I'll click on the Start menu, and we can see the changes. Up at the top, we don't have the recently used or recently added apps, either one. And then on the folders here, we've added our personal folder. So if we click on that, it will open our personal folder for user 1 in this case. And we click on Start, and we also have the File Explorer one on here as well. So the other thing we want to do is look at adding tiles over here. So the tile I want is for Notepad, so I'm going to click on the letter A here, and it will bring up the alphabetized list of our menu, and Notepad is under Windows Accessories, so I'm going to click on W, go to Windows Accessories, and somewhere in here is Notepad. I'm going to right click on that and go ahead and say pin that to my Start menu, and this tile shows up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click and drag that up to the Create group and drop it right there, and so that Notepad item is right here. We could also, if we wanted it to be a little bit more, click and resize that and say, hey, we want that to be small. Okay, and then we could fit 3 other, besides Notepad, other small items in this same space. So you can customize the size and look of those things. We can also go and change the names of the group. So if I actually click on the group name, notice it changes to edit mode. So I could change that to play for fun, okay, and change the name to that. And so each one of these we could change to something customizable that we like for that group of tiles. And of course, if you click on one of the tiles, it runs that program. So we ran Notepad, and the other thing we can do, I'm going to put Notepad back over here, and I'm going to resize it back to medium. And then we can, if you hover over the space just above that, you can add a group. And let's call that accessories, and we could add other things in here like the calculator. That would be accessories. So you can name it what you want, or get rid of that group. So different ways to customize it to make it easy for you. So you want to organize these in a way that makes it easy for you to find what you're looking for. So those are just a few ways you can customize the Start menu in Windows.